audio this time. God damn it. I missed last week because my goddamn audio was off. Well, we gonna get right to it though, man. We gonna get right motherfucking to it. Live from the spot, it's your boy Chill Murray. Live from the spot podcast episode Fizzo. Yeah. Told y'all niggas day one. We smoke and drink on this motherfucking show.
I'm in love with the COCO.
Not really.
I'm in love with the COCO.
Not really. Not really at all.
I got it for the Lolo.
But today we about to talk about somebody that
I'm in
is,
love with the COCO.
unfortunately,
I'm in love with the COCO.
fortunately, but not fortunately,
I'm in love with the COCO.
somebody was definitely off of that
for the Lolo.
a week ago.
Turn up.
And it caused them to lose a very, very intense battle. And I don't think that they should have. I don't think they should have been on that while they were during that. Shout out to everybody about to tune in. I know everybody's just getting themselves ready. I know nobody knew I was gonna do this on a Thursday, but I actually did this last Friday. So I'm gonna knock out another episode tomorrow, just to catch up for y'all. I'm gonna try to anyway. I'm gonna get right into it. Y'all know I've been going to college. I'm in my second month right now. It's been pretty damn cool. Pretty motherfucking cool. I'm in love with it, man. Not in love with the COCO, but I'm in love with college so far. In the way things have been going. But we're gonna jump right into it. So I'm not gonna go over the actual battle results. Y'all already know Ashanti bust that ass as we already knew she was with the battle. Now, like I said, I'm reporting on this a little bit late, but I don't want to report necessarily on the actual battle like everyone else did and the blow by blow of that, as much as I want to dive into why Mr. COCO was there himself. Some of y'all know, and some of y'all don't know, of course, where that beef even well, not the beef, where it started from in the first place with OT Genesis even showing up there. I believe it was last March of 2020. No, excuse me, 2019. Excuse me, 2019 is when it happened, I believe. In April, when OT Genesis did this. Oh no, that's a different one. No, we're actually talking about the one in March. Okay, so yeah, excuse me. OT Genesis had basically did his own little parody of the love song of Keisha Cole's "I Found Love" or "We Found Love," and Keisha herself didn't necessarily like that. Apparently, they had some ongoing beef because of that stupid little parody video, and then OT Genesis, of course, he ups the ante a little bit. Excuse me, I had something on my screen by antagonizing her, saying that Keisha Cole's mom was a crackhead. Now, some of y'all know about Frankie, some of y'all don't, but Frankie is a wild one. Keisha Cole's mom. Um, Keisha herself has showed some tendencies of Frankie, of course. It's a daughter, but OT Genesis basically was at a point, in my opinion, of this nigga crossed the line and shouldn't be allowed back over it. So, how he ended up at the battle was unbeknownst to me. And especially at first, when I was watching the battle, I just saw him coming in. I'm like, oh, this is a brother sisterly thing. Maybe they're friends behind the scenes. And then I had dove into the actual information behind it of why OT Genesis actually did that. He was basically just making a funny a funny thing that he tried to do before actually better. He was trying to make the situation a little bit better and lighten everything, lighten up the mood, basically, with Keisha Cole. And obviously, he was there. It wasn't like it was a surprise thing to where he just showed up and then jumped on the camera. He was already there. A lot of people don't know. Now, why he was there would surface later on. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna just go find this picture because I didn't before when I tried to record this. So I'm gonna actually find the picture that's been moving around. See if I can find the versus picture. I'm starting to think they might have paid to take this down. Oh, never mind. Here we go. All right, so and this is an even better picture than the one that was circulating around with the meme, where it was actually circled on the meme. So I'm gonna blow this up here. I want to get the picture first so you guys can actually see. Shout out to Atlanta Black Star page with a lot of cookies. All right, let me let y'all see this real quick. So you see in the picture OT Genesis and Keisha Cole. Now, what a lot of people started to notice was that there's a little bit of white stuff on the background on that table and in lines at that. We're talking about small street lines. Now, we ain't talking about no baby powder. That's cocaine. That's cocaine right here on the table. Now, there's a blown up meme circulating around where this picture is close up. And OT Genesis, you can barely see him in the corner. But I knew that that was OT already, even from the meme that was showed or whatever. So I started to put two and two together, and I said, whoa, wait a minute now. Keisha backstage with Mr. COCO. And then you have to put another thing in perspective, which is the fact that she was rumored to be doing coke herself at one point in life. I don't know if people remember when she got caught in the Atlanta bathroom doing coke. And this was, I believe, was it 2014 or 20? I believe it was 2016. Where she allegedly got caught in the bathroom sniffing coke. Says singer Keisha Cole has been hanging out around Atlanta a lot lately as she prepares her next album, and her appearance in the club seems to have sparked quite a few rumors. Rumors swirled online this past weekend, claiming that Cole had been spotted in the bathroom of an Atlanta nightclub sniffing cocaine, and Keisha hit the net with a denial, which also included an understandable explanation of why the singer has chosen never to do drugs. So I'm not going to read the entire excerpt right here of her explanation because it's basically just saying that her actions of her mom is why she would never actually do drugs. But let's also be real here. You were in Hollywood, Keisha. There's a lot of things that's around you in Hollywood. There's a lot of things that have influenced you over the years to do some of the crazy things that you do. Now, we're not saying that you're like your mom. We're not saying you're like Frankie. But this particular picture here with OT Genesis and your high as a kite smile with his high as a kite face and cocaine are right there behind you. In addition to your actions during the battle of you getting up back and forth every 5 fucking minutes, even my wife pointed out, like, she's not making bathroom runs. Or even if she is making bathroom runs, it's not to take a piss and come back to the show. So, like I said, your actions actually showed that you were doing something else behind the scenes, whether you would like to admit that or not. You definitely were doing something that you wasn't supposed to when you were getting up back and forth and back and forth. And then your actions also completely changed around the second round. Not the second song of the battle, the second half and the second round of the battle, when they had the discrepancy of who should go first. Keisha didn't even remember shit that she fucking went first, which changed my mind. She completely forgot that she went first originally. So, like I said, man, the proof is in the pudding, and definitely in the pictures. Definitely in the pictures. Yeah, people were proud of the moment to see OT Genesis and Keisha Cole together or whatever, but people were not proud of Keisha's actions that night of the battle. Her professionalism was completely off. Um, Even at the end when she was just in a rush to go, she wanted to win the battle. You can tell early on she wanted to win the battle, but like I said, the professionalism with Ashanti, on top of her having to hit records and playing them very strategically. So I can't remember. It's another song that Keisha had that was a win for her that she didn't play. That she kept completely out of it. And yeah, man, that's my thoughts on that whole situation. God bless the Keisha Cole. God bless even OT Genesis. But when you're at an event like that at the versus battle, these versus battles are, you know, they're promoted with. Oh, and another thing, it's ironic. Speaking of professionalism, it's ironic because I saw with that Doritos bag up there, and I saw the Ciroc with it, and I said, okay, someone got a bag for something up here, because I've never seen the Doritos bag like that. I've never seen Doritos bag on both sides like that. I could see if someone had it on their rider or something like that, but it was obviously being promoted with the Ciroc bottles. So that told me already someone's getting a bag for this. And then lo and behold, during the versus battle, Ashanti lays claim to that bag that's being thrown. Even does her own little Doritos commercial from back in the day with the Rock With Me song. So obviously Keisha's professionalism even declined her from getting her own little special bag. Because I'm pretty sure she could have got one had she have acted. And also, if she had not been like an extra half an hour late, like that's one thing. They was a half hour late, almost an hour late. Ashanti gets there and she's doing DJ hosting for like a good 20 to 30 minutes. Excuse me. Until Keisha even gets there. And I don't need to pull this up, but there was actual news information from the DJ, not from Keisha Cole herself, but her fucking DJ, that the reason why Keisha was late, get this, the reason why Keisha was late was because of audio problems, that they couldn't hear Ashanti and that they couldn't get the music right. That right there is bullshit. Because you're giving me the alibi of audio issues before you even get the fuck out there. That audio issue that he speaks of did not happen until, I want to say, 10, 15 minutes into the damn battle. Like seriously. So there was no way in fucking hell that they could have known that they had audio problems hearing Ashanti when Keisha wasn't even out there. Mind you, the audience at home can hear Keisha just fine. I mean, excuse me, hear Ashanti just fine. So I honestly don't believe that bullshit. But at the same time, like I said, God bless to them. And I do hope that Keisha can clean herself up from this. Um, moving forward, I was gonna get into the 3D Louis Vuitton patterns. I don't know if y'all notice Louis Vuitton has like at this fashion show they were showing off 3D clothes and shit. I'm gonna let y'all see some of this weird ass shit. Cause this shit beyond me. This shit is beyond me like a mother. Um, who in the hell is wearing this? Now, of course, y'all looking at it like, oh, that's just a picture of a guy behind some buildings. No, he's wearing buildings. Somebody explain to me who the fuck was the artist or designer that thought this shit was a good idea. Now, this is cool. Even this is cool because they're trying to get rid of the backlash that them and Gucci faced last year with the whole racist clothing. A lot of them don't remember the slave mask that Louis Vuitton made. That Future's coon ass even advertised. Here's the other one I was looking for. Who in the hell is wearing this? Even he looks depressed. Like Nick, they just paid me good money to wear this. I know I look like a fool, and I promise. I hope none of you wear this to look like a fool. But this is what I mean by like I don't know what Louis Vuitton is thinking about, but there was a whole rollout for all these outfits. Like I said, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all have some more information on why Louis Vuitton is doing. I can't even call it augmented reality clothing. I mean, it just looks fucking weird to me. But whoever's gonna pay, because that looks like that's not even. That doesn't look like it's gonna be like 750 or something like that. That looks like it's probably gonna be like 1500 or 25 or 3500. Y'all pardon my dog in the background. He's not exactly smart. Um, those I have a Boston Terrier and rock Boston Terrier mix a Rottweiler, and then I forgot what the little dog is. I want to say Shih Tzu with something else or Chihuahua, I believe. Yes, he's Chihuahua and Shih Tzu, I believe. And Lord have mercy, what a fucking feisty mix that is. I mean, barks at every damn thing that is occurring. And then, like I said, you have the Boston Terrier Rottweiler mix growing up right in front of him, terrorizing this poor little dog. Lord have mercy. So I do apologize. Y'all hearing my annoying fucking dog in the background right now. I told y'all, man. Every time I try to do this podcast, just something has to fucking happen. But um, we're gonna try to move right along here. Matter of fact, give me just 2 seconds. Actually, I'm gonna move this back up real quick because y'all don't deserve that. Give me 2 seconds, real quick. Brent, shut the hell up. apologies, y'all. All right, moving right along. Whoopi Goldberg tried to lay claim to being a Freemason. And it didn't go so well. Didn't go so well at all. Excuse me, someone is now knocking at the goddamn door. Be quiet. All right, that was just the mail. So, and as y'all know, Chihuahuas will bark at a damn mailman. Unfortunately, I look like I'm at 22 minutes. Like it's just at 22 minutes. Double check something here. Make sure I ain't lose y'all like I did before at one point. Just a 6 exclamation point. Excuse me. In the background. 2 seconds, y'all. I just want to make sure I didn't lose y'all. I remember episode 3 where I had to do a 2-parter. Only reason I did a 2-parter is because my damn dog knocked the internet out. So, I don't know. All right, and it says we did. All right, so anyway, back to what I was saying. Whoopee. Whoopee, 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 whoopee. Tried to lay claim to being a Freemason. Prince Hall Freemason. And I'm going to just pull it up. So y'all can see what I'm talking about here. So, as y'all can see, Whoopi wearing the jacket on The View. You can see right here, Prince Hall. And you see the arc and compass with the G. This is the actual jacket she was wearing. Or cardigan, if you will. And they didn't necessarily like that. Actually caused a little bit of an outrage amongst the Masons. Here's the thing. You can't really lay claim to that society unless they've already laid claim to you. And even those who are within the society do not publicly lay claim to it all the time. Now, you've seen in the past where you've seen Shaquille O'Neal with his ring. He didn't necessarily describe or explain what the ring was. But if you know type of display was mentioned there. And I guess, like I said, there's people that know. And it's funny because my wife doesn't even know what Freemasons are. My wife doesn't know what Freemasonry is. She has no idea. Showed her a whole documentary on it. She fell asleep. So I'm very privy to knowing how many people are just oblivious to what Freemasonry even is. Anyway, Whoopi Goldberg has apologized to fans after sporting a Prince Hall Masonic sweater on Tuesday, January 26th. episode of The View. During Wednesday's live taping, the 65-year-old addressed the outrage she had caused on social media, saying, before we get into the show, let me apologize. Yesterday, I wore a sweater that apparently upset a lot of people. That was not my intention. I simply bought a sweater from the internet. Yeah, lie there. And I will never wear it again. And that is all I can say. I still don't know what the connotations are or why people are upset, but I am not going to wear it again. Okay, that's that. Yeah. Here's a tweet from someone that was in the Masonic Order. Whoopi Goldberg, no disrespect or anything, but if you're not a Mason of the Masonic Order, you cannot wear that jacket. It's disrespect to the lodge. Me, as a order of Eastern Star, I can't even wear it. And I'm a part of the lodge. No shade, just being respectful. Another person says, at the View, at Whoopi Goldberg, at Megan McCann, Sunny. Oh, they aimed at all the members of the View. So hopefully, like I said, God bless to Whoopi, and I hope nothing happens because of this. It's very possible something could. Not necessarily violent, but just saying something could possibly happen to her career. Whoopi, with all due respect, please do not do this again. This is not appropriate. I know you are a celebrity and have endless money, but there's a level of respect that should not be crossed. I am a member of OES, Eastern Star again, and my husband is a Mason. So, like I said, Whoopi apparently peed some people off. And if you don't know, now you know. She peed off some very high people in high places. So I do hope that entire situation gets resolved behind the scenes, and we don't have to see that. And now we're gonna get to some of my favorite news right now. I really was waiting to talk about this one, but I believe I could display better than I can show. I better not tell. So a lot of y'all know, if y'all are fans of the franchises King Kong or Godzilla, that's right. It's Godzilla versus King Kong. That movie is supposed to set March 26th. We're right around the corner from it now. Now, this movie got pushed up from May to March, and I believe because there wasn't going to be able to be a big summer blockbuster release in the theaters the way I would have loved to watch this. I wish I did have a fucking mansion right now and I can just be watching this. Honestly. Because I would love to see Kong and Godzilla on the big screen the way they're supposed to be. It's what this was made for. Not fucking HBO Max. Which unfortunately, the reason why it's pushed up to March 26th. HBO Max has acquired Godzilla and Kong as part of their HBO Max rollout. So we're gonna get Coming to America, and I believe Suicide Squad, along with Kong and Godzilla, moving forward. For March anyway, because there's also supposed to be talks of The Matrix and other new blockbuster movies that were supposed to be, like I said, big smashes. But because we can't go to the movies, fuck COVID, um, we now have to sit at home with HBO Max. So, going to let you guys see this. I'm gonna pull it up here for you guys so you can I want you all to look at this basically. Hopefully my damn dogs aren't too loud. It's two fighting every damn day. It's annoying me. Annoying. But let me see if I can turn the mic down. Keep my microphone up. You know why? because my high ass might forget that it's off. So I'm gonna keep my microphone off right now. Plus, I want to talk during the video. Anyway, moving on. This is Godzilla vs Kong, the official trailer that Warner Brothers had just put out.
This is our only chance. We have to take it. We need Kong. The world needs him to stop what's coming. And this child, she's the only one he'll communicate with.
I knew that they had a bond. She had nowhere to go, so I made a promise to protect her. And I think that...
Now, I'm going to pause it right here real quick because I do want to put some type of explanation on this. Because there's been a lot of rumors going around about Godzilla being the villain in this. I too got that from watching the trailer the first time until I started realizing what I was actually looking at. Okay, so obviously the throw off is this picture right here, right? Kong is attached to this little girl. Of course, the obvious storyline is going to be Kong will do anything to save humanity as well as keep this little girl safe, right? So already you start putting two and two together, and when you look more into the actual trailer, you start saying, oh, is Godzilla the bad guy in this? I'm going to get into it more into the trailer, though.
in some way, Kong did the same.
So Godzilla terrorizing shit.
It's Godzilla.
These are dangerous times.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
He's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
Now, I want y'all to look at this picture right here also, right? So, I recognize this picture. I don't know if a lot of other Godzilla fans recognize this picture. But this is actually Tokyo, right? So, as you just heard, Godzilla's basically been on a rampage around the world terrorizing, right? And they don't necessarily know why he's causing all this mass hysteria. My belief, from what we saw in the last movie, and I forgot to mention this also. If you remember the Easter egg of the last movie, matter of fact, let me just pull that up real quick. I'm just going to go back. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up afterwards so you guys get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So, there was an Easter egg at the end of the last Godzilla movie that introduced Kong, right? Also, I believe they found a Ghidorah head. They found one of Ghidorah's heads on the floor, and they actually kept it. Now, to my understanding, that was also to introduce something that was going to be coming in this Godzilla vs Kong movie. What I believe is happening is those same people, those same evil forces from the last Godzilla movie, they got a hold of something to clone their own little monster. and make something different, which is going to be, I believe, Mechagodzilla. I believe that's who's going to be behind the Mechagodzilla, who was rumored to be inside Godzilla versus Kong. That is why I paused this picture here, because this is the exact scene where Godzilla faces off against Mechagodzilla back in the day. This exact Tokyo display is where they fought. So I'm already guessing to myself, I'm not going to see Godzilla versus Kong in Tokyo. I could be wrong. But there's going to be a Kong and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla fight that happens in this movie. I don't think it's just going to be Godzilla versus Kong throughout the whole movie. I think what's happening here is that Godzilla has been manipulated to start this bullshit beef, and he actually regained control of himself. And once he regained control of himself, they said, okay, we can't control Godzilla. We know we can't control Kong. Let's pull out the big boy machine now that Godzilla is back to his senses. And let's try to kill both of them. They tried to use Godzilla basically, without using Mechagodzilla, they tried to use Godzilla to basically destroy everything. Because he was the king of the monsters. Now, being that we also know, if you have followed Godzilla's story back in the day, that there also is a Mecha Ghidorah that we could see. That's also a possibility. We can see a Mecha Godzilla, or we can see the Mecha Ghidorah in this movie. And another confirmation of that rumor has been the circulation of the actual Godzilla versus Kong toys that were released last year. And I'm just going to show you guys after the clip. I'm going to show you guys the Easter egg from the end of Godzilla to put better perspective on things. But I'm also going to show you guys that toy of Mechagodzilla.
Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people and we don't know why.
There's something provoking him that we're not seeing here.
I'm of the same opinion.
The myths are real. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
I keep reaching for greatness because I'm built from it.
Who bows to who?
Nobody gonna stop me. Here we go.
Kong bows to no one.
Here we go.
Okay, so even in the end of that, you guys saw a little bit of them fighting in Tokyo. But I don't think that that's the real Godzilla. That's another thing. And as you can see right here, people are saying the same thing right now. There's 5 theories to why Godzilla looks like he's the villain. I also was thinking that same thing. Like, that's not necessarily Godzilla. I think those same people that were trying to clone Ghidorah ended up making their own little Mechagodzilla, and this Mechagodzilla is underneath, the shell of Mechagodzilla is underneath that lookalike. I think that might be a symbiote that Kong is fighting, so to speak. But let me actually show you guys the end of the movie Easter egg.
The Bachelor is back. Stream it live
Shout out
on
to YouTube
ABC
for all
with
of the
YouTube
ads
TV.
that come on randomly. I mean randomly.
Doc, you're enjoying this, right? Is this fun for you? I promise I won't tell the Russians.
Promise I will tell the Russians.
She's gonna tell the Russians. Why are you keeping us here?
I want to go home.
We get it. There was no island. We were never on an island. Island?
As you
What
can see,
island?
these are the
Brooks, what
actual
the hell is
actors
going
from
on?
Skull Island.
Welcome to Monarch.
But this was the ending credit
This
scene
island?
from Godzilla.
It's just the beginning.
There's more out there.
What do you mean, more?
This world never belonged to us. It belonged to them. The question is how long before they take it back. Kong is not the only king.
Okay, so that was the King Ghidorah and Godzilla fight. That was from their movie, basically the Godzilla versus Ghidorah movie. That was the ending credit scene. Now, I want to show you guys this though. Because some people remember this, some people don't. But this is also a very important piece that people have to think about. Jumping forward to the next one.
It's a brave new world, my friend. Such things as this become much more valuable since the rise of the king. My men, they don't ask for much. Can't fish here anymore. Everything's dead.
We'll take it.
Now, of course, what you guys were seeing was one of the heads of King Ghidorah. And I believe now, as you saw, these people have very, very high powers of technology. If you watch the spoiler alert, if you didn't watch the Godzilla versus Ghidorah movie, they had actually gained control at one point of Ghidorah in the very beginning. They had complete control over him with these, what do you call it? Basically, I believe the wife of one of the main characters, she had this machine, this wave machine, that basically had all of the monsters' different callings. And she can communicate with them. Of course, lo and behold, it would show that Ghidorah also wasn't from the Earth, though. Ghidorah was an actual alien. So it's very, very possible that through them obtaining this alien technology that was within Ghidorah's DNA, as well as them having that machine still, or a copy of that machine, it's very possible we see why Godzilla was a villain early on in the trailer. But I believe that's also what's going on here, is that Godzilla's being manipulated, or one of the theories is, like I said, that is Mechagodzilla underneath the real Godzilla shell. Either that, or like I said, he can just be manipulated or even cloned. He was possibly even cloned. March 26th, we will find out for sure what actually happened. So, moving moving right along. Oh yeah, and also in other news, there's gonna be a Kong anime coming to Netflix soon, which it makes sense because there's already a Godzilla anime. It's horrible, so I was more looking forward to a live action one than I was anime. But whatever. Um, Moving right along in light skin news, Danny Lay. I forgive me for mispronouncing that. By the way, but Danny Lay has put out a song called Yellowbone, and has caused a huge uproar about it. I think the biggest reason why she's caused this uproar over it is mainly because of the entire colorism conversation that has been going on. I would say for the past decade. It's always been a conversation for years, in eons, but over the past 10 years, I want to say, it's definitely been an ongoing conversation in the black community with light skin versus dark skin and that bullshit. I myself, being a dark skinned brother myself, I do not care for this. I do not care for colorism. I tried to be, and that's another thing that she got. I believe she got misunderstood saying, because I say it all the time. I'm colorblind, and the reason why I say I'm colorblind, my reason why I say I'm colorblind, not against anyone else or anyone else's views or perspectives. I'm not trying to be argumentative of it. I agree with all of you, with whatever you say. But the reason why I say I'm colorblind, number one, I have a white wife. I don't see color the way everyone else does as far as being judgmental towards a color before I even meet the individual. There are a lot of people. See, people don't understand. People think that just white people can be racist. Black people can be racist too. Black people can also be prejudiced. There's a lot of prejudiced black people against white people, period. It's a conversation not too many people are brave enough to have. Because, like I said, black people can very much be racist towards white people or even light-skinned people. It's just the way things are right now. It's a very sensitive time in the universe. But I choose not to be judgmental of people based on the color of their skin. I remember my sister told me one time, she's like, you should assume everyone is racist if they're white. And I said, no, I can't do that. I can't just assume a person is racist if I don't know the individual. I can't just put a label on them and I don't know their actual intentions of their soul. That's just not me. It's not who I am as a person. It's not how I carry myself. And for some reason, I don't know how, maybe that's just how the universe works in my world, but I have a lot of fun with white people. More so than I do with black people sometimes. Sometimes. But I don't necessarily pay attention to a lot of the racist things that do happen either. I don't usually see it in my world too much, meaning not saying I don't see racism happening, because I do see it everywhere. I do see it happening in a lot of cases. However, I also, like I said, it's a very sensitive topic, but I also do acknowledge the fact that it can be miscomprehended and miscommunicated, such as a song called Yellowbone. I do agree with some people as far as Donnie Lay's miscommunication to not only her fans, but the masses that she's acquired, the mass general public of fans that she's acquired. And you have to be acknowledgeable of that yourself, Danny Lay. As well as I agree with Bridget of the See the Thing Is podcast, said, and I quote, where the fuck was the staff? Where was the team at? Where was the publicist? that let this bullshit even go. This should have not happened. I could see if you make like a little play around TikTok video, but not an entire single rollout. Oh, this is my new single. I'm rocking with this. This shouldn't have been. And I'm gonna also say I think that they should have went a little bit harder with promoting the recent album that she just dropped. I think that they should have continued the longevity of that instead of jumping into the new single or new music for the new album that's going to be coming out soon. I don't think they should have jumped right into that. But I also believe that this could have been a possible plot to derail Donnie Lay in some way, shape, or fashion, or separate her. Young black girl coming up, just being herself. But I just want to show you guys the video, let you hear the song and snippet to what's actually been going on. And before I get into it, I just want you guys to look at this one little picture right here, right? Okay, so obviously she's going for the Marilyn Monroe look, right? A white woman. I don't have to say it. A lot of you already say to yourself, why is she trying to be like a white woman? And I myself question that same thing too. If you're promoting a song called Yellowbone, you would think you would have more of a display of actual brown skin and light skinned women. Speaking of which, tried to make a remark saying, oh, Beyonce can have a brown skinned girl song. Why can't I have a Yellowbone song? Reason why Beyonce has a brown skinned girl song. Number one, it's not just promoting Beyonce being brown skinned. It's promoting all women of color, period. First and foremost, on top of the song was made for her daughter, who is a young black woman. That's why there's a song called Brown Skin Girl. It's not promoting just one particular shade of black people, which is what Donnie Lay is doing. On top of, this is a look of ignorance. I must say that. I wanted to say, oh, she looks prize, she looks fly, she looks pretty or whatever. She does. She's a very beautiful woman. However, here we fucking go with this. And it's Texas. However, you still have to be very mindful of the times, Donnie Lay. See, when you portray a white woman and you're calling the song Yellowbone, people can take it as what they've been taking it as, basically. People can take it as you are saying that light-skinned women are better than dark-skinned women. Even if that was not the intent of what you were trying to do. It's not too many explanations you can make to say you were doing otherwise. I'm going to let you guys listen to the song for yourself and hear it. I'm going to play it a couple times, actually. Just so you guys can get a better understanding.
Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel, se lo van. Para Miguel, what I want. Yellow, what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel, se lo van. Para Miguel, what I.
Now, I just want to, before she even continues real quick with the actual lyrics, I just want to say that this hook and this, and maybe this is just a rough mix of it, because hopefully they will put her vocals in actual place for an actual flow and melody, because the song sounds fucking horrible. That's one thing. I'm mad that this was an actual snippet on her page. This sounds horrible. It's way off key. And I do understand that whole off key flow that's going on right now. I do understand that as a songwriter myself. In some places and in some pockets, it does fit. But for this particular record, no, it sounds garbage. That's just my opinion. Moving along.
Said he need a lift, so he had to switch. Let me pick a rich bitch, work me out, fitness. Do my dance on the stage. When he shoot, he don't miss. Tight grip, wife this, real bitch, don't switch, don't. Real bitch, don't switch, no. Real bitch, won't switch, no. Switch.
Okay, so I want y'all. I'm gonna go back real quick because I want to listen to. I want to listen to the lyrics.
So he had to switch.
So he had to switch.
So he had to switch. Said he need a lift. So he had to switch. Let me need a lift. So he had to switch. Let me.
Says he need a lit bitch, so he had to switch. Once again, you are actually saying without saying, even though it wasn't your intention, as you say. The lyric makes it sound like you are saying light skinned women are better than dark skinned women. Once again, you have to be sensitive to the times, Daniele. No skin color is better than any fucking skin color.
Me pick a rich bitch, work me out, fitness. Do my dance on the stage. When he shoot, he don't miss. Tight grip, wife this, real bitch, don't switch, don't. Real bitch, don't switch, no. Real bitch, won't switch, no. Switch.
Like I said, the actual melody and shit was completely off or whatever. And I just didn't get, like I said, where she was trying to go with that whole flow. At the same time, like I said, when we're talking about the actual lyrics, this was actually her little salute. And here's where I think she went wrong at, right? Because she's trying to make a salute song to her boyfriend, the baby. Some of you may know already that these two are in a relationship, a public relationship now. And this was a song actually dissing the baby mother. If you listen to the lyrics, once again, one of the rich bitch, so he made the switch too. Of course, the baby's baby mother is not rich like Donnie Lay is. However, the ongoing conversation that people have caught on to is the reason why the song is Yellowbone is because Donnie Lay is a light-skinned woman dissing a dark-skinned woman. Once again, even if it wasn't your intentions to diss dark-skinned women, the very first verse and lyrics of the song are dissing a dark-skinned woman. Whether or not you made that your intention or not, that is what is being displayed and portrayed by you. Said he needed a lit bitch, so he had to switch. Said he wanted a rich bitch. So now you're saying that light-skinned women are richer than dark-skinned ones. Which social programming would also show that has been displayed as the case or whatever have you. But there are some very rich and beautiful dark-skinned women as well. They're just not portrayed on the screen the way Miss Donnie Lay is. So I'm not going to stay on this too much, but like I said, I know that Donnie didn't necessarily intend to make a song dissing dark-skinned women as much as she intended to diss a dark-skinned woman who is the baby's baby mother. So like I said, I'm not going to stay too much on that. And we're gonna move right along because I do hope God bless Danny Lay, and I do hope her team does fix this because she's a young rising star. She's very young. I believe Danny's like 24, 25, something like that. And like I said, she has plenty of time to fix whatever miscommunication she's having with her fans right now, and the, like I said, the general public. Speaking of miscommunication, and I remember talking about this too. Crazy thing is, I remember talking about this on the podcast before when the audio fucked up last week, and I'm just gonna put my opinion out there. My original opinion of this whole thing, right? My original opinion of the entire T.I. and Tiny having a sex trafficking ring was fucking hysterical. Because I'm sitting here saying to myself, wait a minute. These are people who publicly don't even see eye to eye half the time, or they're in a marriage, but they don't publicly see eye to eye. On top of, there's been rumors of Tiny and Floyd Mayweather. There's constant rumors of T.I. having multiple women and things like that. Of course, like I said, whatever goes on within their marriage that keeps them a budding longevity, so be it. But as of late, there was accusations of this woman, Sabrina Peterson, that has been talking about them, saying that they're sex traffickers. They've been raping women, yada, yada, yada. Right? I believe this bullshit with someone aligned like R. Kelly or something like that. But I don't see that with T.I. and Tiny. Now, of course, I'm not going to say I'm oblivious to what goes on in fucking Hollywood. I know that there are crazy sex orgies. They show it all the time. Subliminal programming. They show it all the time in movies and TV shows of the different sex orgies that happen in Hollywood or when you get into high secret societies. I do know about that. However, the way that this was presented, I already know that this was not the fucking case here with T.I. and fucking Tiny of all people. I already had assumed that this was a situation where somebody was, and this is another thing that people don't know about. Well, some people do because they publicly said this. T.I. and Tiny sometimes have dibbled and dabbled in threesomes and foursomes where they go out and get another woman, or Tiny goes out and get another woman, and they dibble and dabble in a threesome or foursome. That's natural shit. That's not sex trafficking. That is natural, real shit that happens amongst regular relationships. Not even monogamous ones, just regular marriages. I mean, I just was watching on the Truth or Truth with Joe Budden podcast, and there was a on the Truth or Truth question, the hall pass was about the girl going to get another girl, the wife going to get another girl for them. So this is definitely a normal thing as far as married people going out to get another partner to spice things up. But what happened with this situation, unfortunately, was somebody wanted to have a fatal attraction. And it's been coming out in the news. Excuse me. The fatal attraction is for Tiny. I'm gonna try to pull up one of Sabrina's lives real quick, so y'all can see for yourselves and hear this.
You can't just there's no bone. You like, this is America. You know what I'm saying? You can't say such and such did this and they didn't do it. Such and such did this and did. He put a motherfucking gun in my head, and that's on period. You feel me? Precious was there. Hannah was who I fought. You know what I'm saying? M West was where we was. Hannah was there. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. The girl too. Hold on. I can't. Hold on. I'm gonna put you on mute because we can't make you out. Hold on. But that's what happened to me. I had a gun in my head. I had a silver gun, a silver revolver with a very long nose put to my temple. I know this. This is what I know happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have witnesses. I got witnesses in his family. I got witnesses on his team. And I have children. I still keep in touch with 2 of the kids that was there at the time that it happened. So there's people there that can say this happened, this happened, this happened. When I left, there was people that was called. And every single person that was called immediately after that is still saying the same story to this damn day. They, you know what I'm saying? Everyone knows this. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure, if you say like, and I'm fighting this fight. I'm fighting this fight. I'm fighting this fight to the end. These women have been victimized. These women, these women have been drugged. Those young, that family, that man was kidnapped. Those children, they were put into a closet at gunpoint by this man. These things happened. There's no 2 ways about it. Now, slick as hell, yes. Good at it, yes. Narcissistic, yes. But what you're going to have to do, ladies, this is not no clout chasing. This ain't no claim to fame. This ain't no Me Too. You know, this ain't no fake Me Too movement. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to let you know this, be honest with you. That was my friend. That was definitely my friend. That was definitely my friend. So I'm not going to let anyone lie on her. Let's be clear on that. That was my friend. I'm not going to let anyone lie on her. Now, if she did it, she did it. But if she didn't, this ain't the street to come down. I'm not going to let anybody lie on her. So make sure, you know what I'm saying, don't, I'm not one of those girls. I'm not one of those girls I'm not one of them girls that get mad at you and then I go over here and I join all the bitches that's making shit up about you. No, I don't do that. That's not my character. But if you have been victimized, I stand for women. I stand for what's right. I stand tall. I stand firm. I stand in my word. That's it. Other than that, I'm not having no more conversations on social media. Every other conversation from this point forward, every other thing from this point forward will be dealt with legally, privately, in therapy, and in court. Legally. So if you're here to watch a T.I. Tiny X, Y, and Z show, I have a business. This ain't that page. I got to go back to business. But at the end of the day, the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. And at everything, but out of all the bullshit you said about the sex claims and X, Y, and Z, I commend you. But I did see one thing. You in that whole video you didn't blatantly deny putting a motherfucking gun in my head, because you know that's facts. you definitely you said a whole bunch of other shit, but you did not one time articulate out your mouth that you didn't put a gun in my head. So we clear on that. We clear on that. Now all this other shit that done came out from this, well, the police and the courts will decide. I'm not neither one of them. I'm not neither one of them. But but I am here for women. I'm here for women. I'm going to support. I'm going to support them. I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to hear them out. And after all these women done laid this shit at my table and at my feet, I can't just walk away from them. I can't just walk away from them. So you guys have a blessed day. If you have been tuning in over here for mess, you might as well tune the fuck out.
But that's exactly what you displayed, though. It was a bunch of mess. So as of late, Miss Peterson has been doing a lot of accusations of a sex trafficking ring. And lo and behold, Miss Peterson herself, a few years back, was actually in a mental situation herself, a domestic violence situation herself. And I believe it was something where she had attempted to kill her husband. Something along those lines. I'm still trying to figure out I'm trying to pull up the information myself real quick. Bear with me. I just want to let you guys also listen to and hear Miss Shakina real quick, who also has something to say about this whole thing. And Shakina basically said the same exact thing I said before I even looked at the video.
So you need a website.
Of her saying it. which was, you were someone that wanted more than what you were getting.
You heard what I said. Posh. Hollywood Posh. She did Hollywood Posh so wrong, y'all. She stole that little girl name. That little girl is a black girl who was trying to make her money. And that bitch stole Posh name. Y'all don't remember she bought Posh name and she laughed about it. And y'all up here promoting her. I had to send Posh my motherfucking live, okay? Because this ain't right. Where is Maisha? Somebody go get Maisha. All this clout chasing too. I don't want no clout, bitch. I'm good. I got more followers than you in that hoe.
Shakina.
Where is Maisha?
Who is Tiny's best
Somebody
friend?
Somebody give me Maisha information. Where the fuck is Maisha? Where is Maisha?
Letting go of the information, Maisha. Of course. Really
I need Maisha. And it's so sad how many friends Tiny's supposed to got, and none of y'all bitches ain't standing up for her. I had to get in the midst. She got so many of y'all know this hoe is a dirty bitch, but I had to get in the midst. Y'all know who she is, but I had to get in the midst to stand up. Nobody listen to me, because I been said what I said, but I got to get in the midst to stand up. She's supposed to be this girlfriend. Where is y'all at? Where are the people who done been through hell with this girl? Why y'all sitting up here acting like, this ain't no scammer? Why y'all acting like this? Where is Maisha? Where is Maisha? I just don't understand. I cannot sit back and watch this shit and be okay. I've been hanging around these folks forever. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all all know me and T.I. do not really get along. Y'all know me and him don't see eye to eye. Y'all know we go back and forth. T.I. ain't never pulled no gun out on me. T.I. ain't never tried to hit me. Yeah, he done said some crazy shit and I done said some crazy shit. We done went off on each other. But he ain't never. He has never put a gun on me. He has never hit me, okay? And I've been hanging around these people, and I've never had a threesome with them. I ain't never been in no threesomes with them. But what she failed to realize to tell y'all, did what she failed to realize to tell. Ask her what she been in the bedroom with them. Ask her what she was in the bedroom with them. I had to get on here because it wasn't coming out enough. And I don't really give a fuck about what y'all think about me. Fuck all y'all. Ask her what she did in the bedroom. Go ask her what she did in the bedroom. Ask her, has she ever been? Ask her if anybody ever played with her. Ask her why she's so mad. Is she mad because she didn't become the girlfriend? Ask her why she's so upset. Why last year was she trying to ask Tiny because she had T.I. sperm because she want to make more kids by him? Yeah, why? I tried to stay out of it, but I don't appreciate it. This is what real friends do. I don't know where y'all stand up supposed to be hoes at, but I see ain't none of y'all stand up for real. But I'm going to ride for my friend because I fuck with her. See what I'm saying? This how I want somebody to do for me, but y'all didn't. When she was going crazy on me, Tamika stayed her distance. She said what she had to say. She didn't get into it. But this bitch tried me. She talked about me like a dog. I had to take a restraining order out on her. Let me show you my restraining order. You want to play with me? Yeah. Yeah, I took out a restraining order on her, and then she told y'all she owned my business. She told y'all she bought my name and she owned me. And I had to pay her. I ain't never gave that hoe a dime. And she never owned my name. She thought she was going to own it. We talking about her. And let me tell you what else that hoe did. When my grandmama died, let me see if I can find a message that the bitch sent me when my grandmama died. This is how dirty that hoe is. Let me show y'all. Let me see how hold on. Let me find a message. Let me find the message when she sent about my damn grandmama died. Hello? Hold on. Yeah, I gotta find the message when my grandmama died. She gonna send me an inbox. Y'all know what happened to Precious? Y'all know she was in Precious' hospital room putting sheets on Precious' legs. Tip's sister. She in the hospital room with Tip's sister when this lady not feeling good. And y'all, she wrapped that lady's feet in some shit. Next thing we know, an hour later, that lady was dead.
She did the same thing with
dead. She was dead. Yep, she was dead. She went in there. Sure did. And did that to Tip mama, y'all. I was in the hospital. Me and Erica don't even talk to each other no more. We was in the hospital. She tried to fight Erica in the hospital. I never forget it. But she was in there wrapping that lady up. She was in there wrapping Precious up.
She wrapped Daria up the same way.
She wrapped Precious up, y'all. I ain't lying. She was in there touching Precious' feet, y'all. She was in there. Precious went dead, chick. I had just left off and in there seeing Precious. She was in there wrapping Precious' feet, y'all. I said, What is she doing to him? I took out running from the bitch. That's how crazy that bitch is. I don't know what happened to Willie. Hold on, let's go back. Let's go down memory lane. Let me find some stuff for y'all bitches. We got so much to say. Let me go to Google. Why don't you go to YouTube? If you go to YouTube and search,
I guess
Writing
it's the ad,
that
come up.
easy, but it can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Sorry about that, y'all. YouTube has ads.
you know, it's so bad. She attached herself to my name. I never wanted to be attached to that bitch. She attached herself to my name, y'all. She get into it with me. Just so when you go on YouTube, you could pull up me and her getting into it. Because she want to be famous, honey. Shakana. Let me put in Shakana Tiny Friend. Let me show y'all how I put it in. Look what I put in. Look what I put in YouTube. Watch it. Look what I put in YouTube. You see how I can put Shakana YouTube, right? And watch when I hit search. Shakana Tiny. Okay. Now, watch who gonna come up on this. Watch who coming. This hoe coming. This hoe coming. She comes up with anything my name attached to.
So obviously, I'm not gonna play this whole 32-minute bullshit, but obviously, there's more going on than what Sabrina's talking about, and she's pulling the whole Bill Cosby scenario where she's recruiting all these women, saying that they were trafficked, they were raped, and told to be quiet by T.I. I'm not gonna pull up that video either. Because like I said, it's nonsense to me. But I told everybody before that this whole thing was a groupie situation that went wrong. I do really believe that Miss Sabrina, like Shakina said, she just wanted to be a girlfriend of one of the two, either Tiny or T.I. She wanted to be a main, basically. And from the sound of Shakina, she's trying to push Shakina out the picture. That's what it sounds like. She's trying to be the main best friend in place of Shakina, and Shakina wasn't even on it the way, as far as intimacy, she wasn't on it the same way that Sabrina was. It's a very cool best friend. So applaud, God bless to everyone involved in this, T.I., Tiny, Shakina, as well as Sabrina. I do hope Sabrina Peterson gets the help she needs because, like I said, she's been, I couldn't necessarily pull it up, but I do remember seeing news topics about Miss Sabrina Peterson herself. Matter of fact, maybe I can pull it up real quick. I can pull up where I got, the information from. Because there's actually been a video that surfaced talking about Sabrina and the things that she was actually involved in. Oh, wow. I just saw something about Trey Songz. We're going to get into Trey Songz in just a second also. Because I was completely unaware of that whole thing. But here's from Hip Hop DX. This is where I actually had heard
this game day. Tony needs a hotline back
about Sabrina. It's very unfortunate what I just saw about Trey Songz. I really hope that that's not the case, that he's not actually.
Okay, guys, so this just in. Former owner of the Glam Bar in Atlanta, Sabrina Peterson, ignited a firestorm of controversy this week after she accused Clifford T.I. Harris of once holding a gun to her head, which she later claimed occurred while she was beating up Tip's former female assistant. But on Thursday, January 28th, Peterson took it to a whole other level when she started posting alleged testimonies from multiple women accusing the couple of drugging, trafficking, and sexually abusing them. The internet chatter grew so intense, Tip and Tiny became a trending Twitter topic as more and more alleged victims came out of the woodwork. But in a statement obtained by Hip Hop DX, the Harrises refute all allegations. Mr. and Mrs. Harris want to be on record and, more importantly, want the public to know they empathetically deny in the strongest way possible the rigorously appalling allegations being made against them by Sabrina Peterson, a spokesperson says. The Harrises have had difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. They are taking this matter very seriously, and if these allegations don't end, they will take appropriate legal action. Following Peterson's claim, Tiny quickly came to her husband's defense, writing on Instagram, Hold up, so you want your abuser to train your sons? He was just uncle 2 years ago. Now when did you say my husband assaulted you? Did you change your mind or change it back? What with you today, Pooh? I'm confused. Stop harassing my family. Everybody know you've been special, face slicing seminar lady. Please get help, but leave us alone. Peterson, who was a friend of Tiny's at one point, appeared upset with T.I. earlier this month after he criticized Atlanta Councilwoman Felicia Moore for trying to place restrictions on new recording studios. Excuse me, Mrs. Felicia Moore, ATL, but our culture runs this town, ma'am, he captioned the post. These studios and the creatives that work in them have laid foundation and paved ways to create opportunities for this city like nothing else could. Yeah, we might get loud. No, we're not perfect, but we've contributed to this city's culture and economic growth consistently for decades. An internet search of Peterson's past reveals she has 6 restraining orders against her for stalking out of both DeKalb and Fulton County, Georgia, all from different people. She stands accused of sending threatening text messages, voicemails, and emails. In 2013, Peterson turned herself into authorities for slicing and dicing a former friend, according to Straight from the A, and wound up serving roughly 1 year in prison. An anonymous source said at the time, she actually was wanted for attempted murder after she slashed up the girl who was babysitting for her. Sabrina had loaned the girl her car so that she could go get her nails done, and it took too long. K. Michelle was there when it all went down too. 5 years later, a man named Gabriel Brunston filed another restraining order against Peterson, alleging she was posting false information about him online. Our respondent began posting on social media that P. petitioner gave her HIV and that he wouldn't get tested. The court filing reads, thousands of people came to P's page making comments. R also posted that P was moving, gave his address, and that he was giving items away. P had people coming to his residence for days. Although Peterson's credibility is being called into question, the accusations against Tip and Tiny continue to fly on social media. One person claimed T.I. and Tiny made her do coke and take mollies and try to have a threesome, while another person alleged he tried to get her and a friend to do drugs following a Colorado concert. But some hypothesize Peterson is attempting to damage Tip's reputation because he's supporting Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottoms instead of her friend Moore. Toward the end of her initial Tip confessional, she called on Bottoms to stop working with Tip. Let's talk at Keisha Bottoms, she wrote. You can't have a person that has victimized women speak for us. Let's have a real talk. In the wake of the explosive allegations, at least one person has come forward and admitted their story was completely fabricated. An Instagram post shared by the Industry on Blast show alleged screenshots of someone saying, LMAO, I made it sound so real, her dumb. Like, imagine how many other people are actually doing this. Just hopping on the bandwagon trying to make them look bad. Like, I did that just to prove a point and it worked. She just posting any random message she get. LOL, desperate as f. Either the allegations are entirely fake and coming from the same person, or the real allegations are being intertwined with the fake ones, creating an even bigger mess. Whatever the case, the Harrises are clearly maintaining their innocence.
So, as you can see, this isn't the first time, like I said, that Sabrina was mentioned in bullshit. And from what you guys heard, this is actually something that's it's a little deeper than rap. Have T.I. supposedly going for one mayor and not Sabrina Peterson's friend. Then you also have, like I said, the groupie gone wrong situation on top of someone just trying to get a bag for clout. I mean, like I said, everything, the proof is in the pudding right here. What is actually going on? This is a crazy woman that is just trying to get some money and attention right now. And she's doing it how she thinks is possibly the easiest way possible. Which, like I said, maybe last year or even a year or two ago, this might have worked. Excuse me, because you had the whole you had the I'm trying to think of his name now. Epstein. I think it's Epstein. Had that allegation going on, then you had the R. Kelly situation, you had Bill Cosby, you had Trey Songz fighting it at one point. You had even Usher at one point, and it with the shaming. There was just a whole Tory Lanez. That's what worked a year ago with the Tory Lanez situation going on. Even that's been going on for a year now. I'm not gonna get into that because that whole bullshit has been. A lot of people are just waiting for the whole courts to come out and say, "Hey, this bitch is lying." He's also lying. None of this shit really happened. This is what really happened. We're waiting for that to happen with Tory Lanez and Meg. But as far as the T.I. and Tiny thing, I don't think this is gonna get to a court. I honestly don't. And if it does get to a court, I think it's gonna go bad in Sabrina's case. It's not gonna go because if we're talking about, like I said, in terms of money, we're talking about Ti here. Ti beat the feds. It's not a lot of motherfuckers that beat the feds. Okay. Ti's lawyers are beasts. Even if this was to go to court, somehow, some fucking way, which I do believe with Ti being in a higher society than Sabrina thinks he's in, or maybe she knows that he's in that higher society, higher club, whatever. Um, I do believe that they're going to do whatever it takes to protect the money on Ti's side, the lawyers, the court system. I don't think Sabrina should push this to a, for a court hearing. I really don't. I think she's playing with a very dangerous fire with gasoline on it. And by her pouring more gasoline, she's only going to burn herself at this point. But moving right along. Speaking of which, because I was going to get into that also before we get out of here. Trey Songz, unfortunately, is in a situation. Now, I'm not going to talk about the sex tape that supposedly leaked. And I think it was a sex tape of Trey getting fellatio. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not gonna pull up on this because I gotta eventually put this shit to YouTube. I'm actually look at that leak video later. I really didn't have any enthusiasm on looking at it necessarily. Like I put on my timeline before. Obviously he met up to all female expectations. This is what I'll say about that. But Trey Songz last week was just into, and I like how this actually has spiraled around to a good thing, because Trey Songz was just in the news last week of supposedly fighting a police officer in during the Kansas City Chiefs game, and there's footage, of course, of what happened. From what I gathered during the footage, and I'm gonna let you guys see it. From what I gathered during the actual footage, was that Ti was really being harassed, and I'm talking about the entire fucking time that he was there at that game. He just kept getting harassed by different police officers for absolutely no apparent reason. Like I was just watching it. I was really trying to figure out what Trey Songz actually did to even be harassed at the championship game, the AFC championship game. Age restricted content on YouTube. Okay, well, whatever. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to pull the video up now for you. Like I said, the whole entire time he's there just attending the game, the officers just were coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to him, and wouldn't leave him alone. Now, from what I'm seeing now, also, okay, so I'm gonna pull up this one first. I'm gonna pull up the long one first, so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. YouTube is so damn crazy now with their restrictions. I guess because this is part of a court case now. They're talking about this is age restricted, and why is this age restricted? Well, you guys will see what I'm talking about here and ask yourself, why the fuck was this age restricted? Anyway, I'm gonna play the video here. This is the actual camera footage of Ti. I like how he called it that now. Assault on officer during AFC championship. Like, shut the fuck up. So obviously this is Trey Songz here. This gentleman right here is Trey Songz. Here was the first security coming to Trey. Now you see a second one coming by, briefly talking to Trey and his associates. Third time security is called. Now, as y'all can see in the video, Trey isn't doing anything different than the other fans that are standing up right now in this section. I still have not seen one thing that Trey Songz was doing to criminally provoke the security officers to keep coming by him. Other than security coming by to check on Trey and make sure he's okay, that would be the only reason I could see security coming by Trey Songz. Is for him to say, hey, we know you're a high profile person, yada, yada, yada. We're just making sure that you're safe up here and your well being is being taken care of. I can see if that was the case. Now there's a Kansas City police officer arriving here. Now, as you guys saw, just the first 3 times, Trey hasn't done anything whatsoever to provoke this officer to even being called over to him. I see the officer pointing at the gentleman to the left of Trey. As if he's saying to leave him alone. Like, why do you guys keep harassing him? And see, the officer is also provoking them. As you can see, why does the officer have his hand in that gentleman's face? You don't just point fingers in someone's face because you feel like you have some type of authority. Now I see the officer trying to say something to Trey. Trey, of course, hasn't shown any type of action that he's going to do anything. Okay, now the officer's leaving. Oh, no, now the officer's not leaving. So the officer looks like Trey might have said something to him to provoke the officer to come up. But now you can see Trey Songz also avoiding the officer. He's trying to stay away from the officer. Now, of course, this is where you start saying to yourself, okay, when we all know that the government is fucking crooked and the police department is crooked, now you see the suspect punches the officer, which is not the case there because I like how this arrow just pointed that. But as you guys plainly saw, the officer attacked Trey. The officer grabbed Trey, and that is what led Trey to actually punch that officer. Because the officer had no right whatsoever to grab Trey Songz in that scenario. Trey Songz wasn't doing any type of criminal activity or provoking that officer to grab him. Yeah, Trey Songz gets him in a headlock now. I'm going to rewind this just for a second real quick, because I want you guys to understand something. That Trey was actually avoiding this entire scenario from happening at one point. Trey went over the chairs. Trey walked away from the officer. The officer proceeded to climb the chair again to get right in Trey's face. The officer struck Trey. Trey retaliates and puts the officer in the headlock. Obviously, Trey wasn't trying to hurt the gentleman at all. If Trey really wanted to hurt that gentleman, he would have thrown more than one fist. The allegation is that it was an assault on an officer, when in fact the officer assaulted Trey Songz. You see it in plain color, not even black and white. You see it in plain color in the video footage. The officer assaulted Trey first. Trey tried to restrain the officer because the officer was relentless and kept trying to attack Trey. And a obvious display of this, as you can see, before the police actually arrive, is the security trying to dismantle it very calmly, pushing fans back, of course. But as you can see, those same security guards watched the entire thing and saw what happened there with Trey. It is very obvious that even the security officer, if they put it like this, if Trey really did something, security would have been a lot more aggressive getting Trey. As you can plainly see, they were trying to calmly de-escalate that situation. But it's already too late. Now you see the police arriving. And Trey has that headlock on tight. Like, he has it on tight. So it took quite a while for them to even get Trey Songz off of him. Okay, so now the police are finally actually getting Trey off. Now they've apprehended Trey. They're arresting him now, obviously now. And I really hope, I should say, that the truth comes out about that situation, because, like I said, y'all see the video. Trey didn't attack that guy. Trey was attacked and tried to defend himself. I just want to pull up the actual reporting here. So Kansas City police just gave TMZ the rundown on what happened with Trey Songz. And according to them, the dust-up did indeed start because Trey refused to follow the stadium's coronavirus protocol. Namely that he alleged refused to wear a mask. Now, I'm going to go back to that same footage right here, right? And if that is the case, about the mask situation. Now, it is, matter of fact, you know what? I have a better idea. Instead of me pulling up that same footage, there was actually close-up footage of that. And I just want all you guys to. You guys tell me what you see. You guys at home tell me what you see here. So this is the video that's been on TMZ about the headlock. So I just want to rewind just a little bit here. So once again, this headlock was supposedly because of Trey not supposedly following protocol, right? I see multiple people with their mask down. You hear people screaming loudly, no muffle, no nothing. The officer that was even in the headlock did not have a mask on. He didn't have a mask on.
Hey, he didn't do nothing wrong. That dude is out of control.
Yoked him out, bro, for nothing.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. Second down and 7 from the Chiefs' 45-yard line.
So as you just heard right there, Trey didn't do anything. The police, and as you saw in the footage, the police officer assaulted Trey first. That same officer doesn't even have a mask on. That same exact officer did not even have a mask himself. But yet and still, this was over Trey Songz supposedly not wearing a mask. Which I don't believe was the case. So, moving along, the Kansas City Police Department says fans were complaining that Trey wasn't following Arrowhead safety rules with the virus going on, and that once security was called and unable to get him to comply or successfully boot him outright, they called in the big guns and had police deal with him. Cops say Trey again refused to obey orders and was eventually told he was under arrest. The alleged punch that happened on the officer put him in a headlock, which you can clearly see on video. More cops were called in, and they were finally able to get it under control. You know, like I said, this whole thing was just a big misunderstanding, in my opinion. I don't think that I do already see that this is going to be swept under the rug, and this was a big misunderstanding, of course. Trey's attorney, John P. O'Connor, of course, had no comment at the time because Trey Songz is he's no rookie to the court system and how they wrongfully accuse him a lot. So, and here's the thing, right? If he's supposedly being arrested for not complying with the rules, why did the law enforcement also say that Songs was arrested for trespassing? He wasn't trespassing. He was arrested for resisting arrest. He didn't resist. So even the things that he was arrested for, he wasn't arrested for assaulting an officer. He wasn't arrested for non-compliancy. He was arrested for trespassing and resisting an arrest. None of that's going to hold up in court whatsoever. Absolutely none of it is going to hold up in court whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure Trey Songz knows that at this point. None of that shit is going to hold up in court whatsoever. So God bless the Trey. Shout out to Trey Songz and his family. And I do see, I'm not going to say hope, I do see that situation getting resolved. In some more hysterical news, I don't know, people, let me see if I can find this real quick. There was a woman that stabbed a man for the wrong nude pictures. And I don't know if y'all heard Breakfast Club recently of when this happened. But there was a lady that, and I guess it's like an ongoing thing with wives going off about wrong nudes and whatnot. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, here we go. So, a wife had stabbed her husband, basically mistaking her own nude photos for another woman. And this was this just happened like a week or two ago. It was I believe a Mexican woman. Yeah, it was a Hispanic woman. Basically, nudes rage. Wife stabs husband after finding pics of him having sex with younger woman, not realizing it was actually her. A raging wife reportedly stabbed her husband multiple times after finding pics on his phone of him having sex with a younger woman, without realizing it was actually her. The woman, identified by the Mexican authorities as Lenora R., was arrested after cops were called to a report of domestic abuse at a home in Sonora. The woman reportedly attacked her husband with a knife, wrongfully thinking he was unfaithful. When officers arrived at the scene, they are said to have found the suspect's husband, named only as Juan, and shout out to Juan. God bless you, brother. Hope you recover from this. Lying injured with several stab wounds to his leg and arms. Police were reportedly alerted after neighbors heard terrifying screaming and shouting coming from inside the couple's home. The vicious attack was reportedly sparked when the woman found X-rated photos on his mobile phone showing him having sex with what she thought was another woman. Reports would say. She is then said to have flipped and suddenly attacked her husband with a knife before he eventually managed to wrestle the weapon off of her and ask her what was wrong. When she mentioned the photos, he apparently then explained to her they were actually images of the two of them together, which had been taken years earlier. The wife reportedly didn't recognize herself as the woman in the photos, was younger, thinner, and wearing so much makeup, according to Dossier Politicio. The husband later told detectives he then told his wife he had found the explicit images in an old email and transferred them to his phone. The woman was taken into custody and remains behind bars pending charges According to the local reports, the bizarre case has now reportedly been referred to the public ministry of the state attorney general's office. The extent of the husband's injuries have not been revealed, but he was reportedly taken to the hospital to be treated for multiple stab wounds. So once again, shout out to Juan. Women really need to not accuse men of things, especially like that. Like if I'm lying in bed with you, I don't know. Maybe some men do this dumb shit. I don't know, but I'm not gonna be lying in bed with you. My wife texting me right now. Speaking of being needy, um, sorry y'all. Yeah, I'm not gonna be lying in bed with you and be looking at pictures of another woman. That would just be blindly stupid. And then I would hope that the wife wouldn't necessarily just jump to conclusions and grab a fucking knife out of all things. This is similar to the situation where I forget the young lady's name, singer. Recently she shot her supposed boyfriend in the head because he was texting another woman. Now the whole story with that was she had another man, he had another woman. They were in a monogamous relationship to begin with. They weren't necessarily attached to each other. So for you to get jealous and shoot this man over talking to a woman you already are knowledgeable of, and by the way, my wife, I don't know how she saw the side of the woman's, because it's like, oh no, even if you are talking to another woman and I'm talking to another one, what our time is our time. First of all, there is no our time is our time if that is the situation. If you two are in a tight relationship to where there is faithfulness happening, then yes, that should not be going on. But if there is already a monogamous situation happening to where both of you are okay with sleeping around with different people and messing around and dating around, there should be a lot of leniency and hall passing going on as far as that goes. Not you going to grab a gun, not you going to grab a knife and trying to kill me. That is just logic. So shout out to all the brothers that are faithful. Shout out to all the men that are actually faithful to their women, and women just can't accept a man being faithful because there's so much social programming going on about men cheating on women. There's not too much social programming going on about the other side of the picture though. They make that one look like it's okay. They always make that one look okay, where the woman cheating on the man is perfectly fine. I mean, you even hear it in songs. I fucked your bitch. I fucked your bitch. I fucked your bitch. I fucked your man. I fucked your man. I fucked your man. That is just the way society is programmed and conditioned to hear things nowadays and look at as entertainment. So, moving along also, we're going to talk about one last thing real quick. See, she's being fucking needy right now. So, moving right along to this last thing right here. There was a news article recently about a man shooting the mom dead because she called him lazy. And I hope that they really put this guy under the jail, just like when he goes to hell. I hope that the devil puts him under there as well. Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys look at the news clip of this also. Gonna read it while it's loading up. A woman who was found dead inside. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We have an ad. a meaningless ad going on right now. A woman who was found dead inside her New York City apartment was allegedly shot by her own son following a conversation about him needing to get a job. According to family members, the NYPD confirmed 22-year-old Musa Kamara fatally shot Fatumata Danson in the head in her 15th floor apartment at Lehman Village Houses. Kamara was arrested Tuesday. I think this was in Queens too, unfortunately. Kamara was arrested Tuesday, just half a block from Harlem, excuse me, from the East Harlem crime scene, with the murder weapon still in his possession. His family members are now calling for him to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Yakub Basangari, the victim's brother, said he wants his nephew to rot in jail for the rest of his life. And I'm now going to play that news footage real quick. Let's see if we get the volume back.
Job so he could take care of himself. Her son's response? He shot her dead. That's according to police and the victim's brother. News 4's Gabi Acevedo is live outside the scene in East Harlem now, and he talked to distraught family members about this. Gabi.
Adam, your description, although tragic, is precise. Police say that 22-year-old Musa Kamara shot his own mother in the head. Now, family members told us that the mother and her son had recently been arguing. You mentioned, Adam, over him getting a job. The victim's brother, the uncle, wants no mercy for his nephew. Family and friends huddled in grief at Lehman Village Houses. Fatumata Danson was a mother of 8. Police say one of her children Kamara shot and killed her around 9 this morning. The uncle wants justice.
I want him to go rest of his life in prison.
Danson arrived in New York City more than 25 years ago.
Lovely sister. She don't have no. She kind to the entire family. Let's say kind to everybody. She always smile and laugh.
Today, she was found dead in her 15th floor apartment. According to witnesses, Musa Kamara shot her in the head and ran away. Citizen app video shows the moment police arrested him on 108th Street and Madison Avenue.
He got arrested with the weapon. I don't know the size of what kind of weapon it is, but he got arrested with the weapon.
Family members say Fatumata had recently pressed her son to find a job, and on several occasions things got heated. A grieving brother, now lamenting the untimely death of his little sister, says he will never forgive his troubled nephew.
Come and look for better life, and she got killed by her own son, which is Musa Kamara, my nephew. I want him to go life in prison. No mercy for him.
Police say that Kamara was taken to a hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. We are still awaiting word on charges. Reporting live from East Harlem, Gabi Acevedo, News 4 New York.
Just awful, Gabi. Thank you.
So, yeah, I really hope that they put that guy underneath the jail. I really don't, there's nothing really much to be said about that situation. Because someone called you lazy and told you to get a job, that you felt the need to shoot them. And your mother at that. Like, there's people that's in jail right now that can't even see their moms and want to be close to them. So I don't think he's going to live too long in jail, unfortunately. When you have a situation like that, you put that right next to, or even above pedophilia. Because, like I said, you're talking about someone shooting their own mother. We're not talking about someone getting their mom killed. We're talking about you shooting your mom because you got called lazy. So they're going to work him to death in jail. They're probably going to rape him in jail. And then they're probably going to kill him in jail. And then when he gets to hell, he's going to have to relive that unfortunate stupidity the rest of his life. Sad situation there. Been hearing reports of Biggie and Tupac battle supposedly happening with verses, and then supposedly it's confirmed now that Little Kim and Foxy are about to go head to head. Which I kind of want to see Foxy and Kim when I do Biggie and Pac. I mean, it's a respect dead situation with Biggie and Pac. They really should do that. And as far as Kim and Foxy goes, my money's on Kim already. If we're talking about a hit catalog, I really want to go with Kim. All right, so we're about to end this podcast anyway. I got someone that needs my attention through texting. Knows I'm doing this, but because I'm not texting them back fast enough, they're getting angry with me. But like I said, we've been here about 2 hours now, and I do want to actually I'm gonna play some new music for y'all real quick because I told y'all that I've been working on the album or whatever. And I do want to make sure you guys are up to date with what I've been doing. So I'm going to play you guys an unreleased record. I played Incentives. One of the podcasts, I can't remember what the number was, and this one is called Gold Rings, produced by Batman. Hope you guys enjoy.
I need gold rings, gold rings. I need gold rings, gold rings. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I need gold rings, gold rings. I need gold rings, gold rings. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I just wanna make mama proud of me. They say I'm too dark to spread the light. I'm made of gold, nigga, shine whether day or night. Look here, little black boy, that's just your way of life. They want your melanin in their soul, but you can't make a price. I walked out like, baby, I got this. Ain't you a dope boy? What you doing with stylish? Mama, I can turn my pennies into dollars. Mama, I can turn my pennies into dollars. I need gold rings, gold rings. I need gold rings, gold rings. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I need gold rings, gold rings. I need gold rings, gold rings. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I just wanna make mama proud. Our Father who art in heaven, know you be thy name. Lord, guide me as I sigh, the devil need my fame. Flood the game with new flows, not king me, let me see my reign. Help me cherish my puzzle life with parts of peace I gain. Some statements made me amazed at what I made last week. Safe to say we sitting comfy at some Maybach seats. And many mental trips with baggage that you ain't wanna claim. But getting money in my blood and I won't take it in vain, that's real. I need gold rings, gold rings. I need gold rings, gold rings. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I need gold rings, gold rings. I need gold rings, gold rings. I just wanna make mama proud of me. I just wanna make mama proud of me.
Once again, that was your boy, yours truly, Chill Murray. I own the rights to that music, motherfucker. Yeah, I can't mute my audio on that one. And I talked over the O2 Genesis. I'm in love with the COCO. I talked over that, so y'all can't mute me. I follow protocol, baby. I follow my protocol, baby. But yeah, man. 2 hours and 5 minutes in, I gotta go to the store and get some French fries for dinner. Having fish and chips. No dip. Well, they might use dip. I'm not. But I'm gonna make me a fish sandwich and have some French fries. I know that much. And enjoy this beautiful bottle of Bacardi over here. And I'm gonna smoke another one real quick. It's only 2:00, so I got a few. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna get the French fries now, so I don't gotta do shit else. But anyway, I know I keep saying when to tune in. I'm gonna stop saying that shit because I get busy. Until I get this shit on a steady flow, and I get also people to understand that I'm trying to be fucking productive here and produce content for y'all. Until I get that on a steady flow and schedule, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, is what I'm going to say. Because hopefully we don't get another fucking snowstorm and my wife is not stuck here. I can do a podcast tomorrow for y'all. And we'll be back here. I don't know if we're going to do another 2 hours, but I do have some news to share. There's been shit going on recently. So, it's been real, as always. I love all of you. Shout out to the viewer that is tuning in right now. And shout out to the many viewers that I will have in the future. You manifest what you want in the world. What you want to happen will happen. What you want to happen will happen. I wanted this podcast.